All right, light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live. Let's see who else is awake and alive out there tonight. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Welcome to this week's live show. If you're new here, my name is Matt. We are Halloween Daily News. This is Michael Myers Monday Live, our weekly gathering with the Halloween movie franchise fans, Michael Myers fans, where we gather, we talk about all the week's news in Myers, and we discuss our excitement about this franchise. We have conversations in the live chat. So if you're new here, welcome. And to all of my returning friends, what's up? Happy Michael Myers Monday, y'all. We made it through another week. You made it through another Monday. Hopefully it was a good one. Happy Memorial Day to you, and thank you to anybody who served, who's watching. But that in itself, like I say every week, just making it through another week, making it through another Monday, that in itself is reason to celebrate. So that's what we're going to do here tonight. We're going to celebrate, and we do have a few news items we're going to talk about tonight. Just a little Halloween Ends update we're going to discuss. Some cool merch news I want to talk about, and a few other things that we're going to do here. But first, happy Michael Myers Monday to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. All right, I'm going to check into the live chat right now. I already see a lot of familiar faces. Some of our channel members in the live chat flexing their special emoji powers. I'll just plug that right now real quick. $5 a month. You can join people like Patrick Ring and J.L. Dunn. You see them in the live chat right now. They got those cool Art the Clown badges next to their name, and they're using special emojis that only channel members can use. Stuff that fans of this franchise and other Halloween horror franchises like Terrifier and Trick or Treat will really appreciate. It's just $5 a month. You get early videos, all that stuff, and it helps us out a lot. Think about that if you want. Hit the join button down below. It doesn't affect anything. If you don't join, you're still going to get everything that you've always gotten here and much more for free, as always, because we love you guys. Let's see who else is in here. I see Byron has checked in. Sammy is here. Excellent. I love it. I love it. Who else is here? CH has checked in. Thanks for being here. Halloween Ends updates, always. Thanks for being here. Electric Scooter Guy. Hello from Portland, Oregon, he says. All right. Well, hello. Hello from HDN headquarters here on the outer rim of North Carolina. Melvin White is in the house. I love it. Who else is here? Sammy Presley, Dark Man is here. Kevin Arias says best community is here. Hey, I'm not going to argue with that. I think we got a pretty damn good community. The Triple M community, the Halloween franchise community at large. I think we got a pretty good community. But yeah, I think our own little kind of Triple M tribe here is pretty damn awesome. So thank you for saying that. Phil is here, of course. My good friend Phil. Excellent. Rob Windsor has checked in as well. Ashton, lots of familiar names. David Suber, of course. Excellent. All right, it looks like everybody is finding their way in to the live chat. Like I said, the main purpose is the conversation. That's why these lives are special as opposed to anything pre-recorded or anything like that, of course. So feel free to chime in. Don't be shy in the live chat. And if you're watching this on a replay after the fact, then I'd still love to hear from you as always. Drop your comments down below and let me know what you think about everything we're going to talk about tonight. Real quick to get things started, I normally do a show and tell of some kind of Myers-related, franchise-related products. Sometimes it's what we got for sale in our own online shop, HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. Sometimes it's new stuff from my own collection. And last week, we did something a little different. We did a live unboxing of those awesome retro-styled Halloween 78 3 3/4 inch collectible action figures that Fright Rags sold. They took pre-orders for 1 week only last year, and now they just have finally shipped in the last few weeks, and a lot of people are receiving theirs. So that was fun. We did the unboxing. A few days ago, we did post that edited version of the unboxing with some new video. And if you didn't get a chance to check that out, I'm just going to run the showcase portion. It's just a couple minutes long. It's less than 3 minutes long. So I'm going to run that right now so that you can get a look at these badass new figures, both up close, the packaging up close, and as well as out of the packaging, because as I told you, I bought 2 of each for this reason. So I'm going to pull that up right here and let you guys check that out for just a couple minutes. And then I'm going to show you something cool that's not in this video. Check this out first. I'll just chime in a little bit here as this showcase video is wrapping up. But like I said last week, before I even took these out of the package and really got a good look at them, just looking at the packaging, I fell in love with these figures. I love the color choices, the artwork. I think the accessories are definitely on point. Michael does hold the knife a little loose, but I guess that's better than being too snug or not fitting in there at all. I couldn't really make Lori hold the hanger very easily, so I just had it propped there against her bell-bottom jeans, which look awesome. So what I thought would be interesting to do, like I said, I love those figures. Dark Man says brings you back to 1978. Yes, absolutely. Um, yeah, as I talked about last week, I mean, I love the whole retro vibe of those figures. Like you said, brings you back to 78. It's like a fantasy what if. Like, what if we were back in the late 70s, early 80s, and horror icons like this were actually on the toy shelves, which now, ironically, they are in places like Walmart and Target, which is crazy enough. Um, so what I wanted to do real quick, talking about these figures, was show you just a kind of evolution of the Michael Myers 3 3/4 inch scale action figures, specifically the retro styled ones. Let's pause and welcome Mr. ProtectSafes.com. Happy Michael Myers Monday, he says, and with a fat $10 super chat. I love to see that. Yes, super chats are open as well. Memberships are open. We got it all. Anyway, you can lend a hand and help out. We appreciate it. So shout out to you, ProtectSafes.com. We're all going to raise one to you now. Cheers. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Go figure. Yeah, go figure. That's good. Yeah, let me pull up the original. Some of you will remember um, the very first time, there's always been custom figures made, bootlegs, unofficially licensed figures of this scale produced over the years, and that many people have done a great job at making. But as far as the officially licensed stuff, there really hasn't been that much from this franchise released, and so it really comes down to starting with the very first wave of horror reaction figures released back in 2014. This was when Funko teamed up with Super 7 to release a ton of 3 3/4 inch retro styled action figures, including a Halloween 1978 Michael Myers figure. Now, this packaging picture here, this packaging is not what it ended up getting printed, thankfully, because that is, of course, not Nick Castle and not a Michael 78. That's Don Shanks from Halloween 5 on that packaging picture. But this was our article back in February of 2014, February 8th, 2014. That's when Funko and Super 7 jointly unveiled the new reaction toy line, the very first figures. And some of those very first releases included Michael Myers, as well as Sam from Trick or Treat, a couple Snake Plisskens. So they really came out swinging with some great franchises right off the bat. Some of you collectors will know that the Myers figure did not get reprinted. All the other ones did. So there's not a ton of these out there. And that's really all there was for a while until 2020, when Super 7 added the officially licensed Halloween 2 Michael Myers and Laurie Strode figures to their now massive reaction line. And that reaction line, like I said, you can find them in Target stores all over the country, Walmart stores in many cases, not our local one, sadly. But and we've got these H2s for sale in our store, by the way, if you're interested in those. But that was pretty much it. And that was the first time we got the Laurie Strode in this scale. Until last year, when Fright Rags made the announcement that they were getting into the collectible figure game and kicking it off the best way possible in Haddonfield with not one, not two, but 3 officially licensed Halloween 1978 3 3/4 inch collectible action figures. And the figures are, of course, Michael Myers, Laurie Strode, and Linda Vandercock. And there you can see them all again, the full lineup that we have now. And what I thought might be fun tonight for just a minute here before we get into the news, here is, I guess you could say, the evolution of Michael Myers in 3 3/4 inch scale form. There on the left, that is that original 2014 Funko Super 7 Reaction Michael Myers 78 release. The center figure, that is the 2020 Super 7 Halloween 2 Michael Myers Reaction release. And there on the right, that is the brand new Fright Rags Halloween 78 Michael Myers 3 3/4 inch retro style figure. You can see a lot of noticeable differences in each of the figures. There's pluses and minuses when you compare each of them. As you can see in that comparison photo, the newest one, the Fright Rags on the right, is the taller of the 3. The H2 is the shorter of the 3, and of course, rightfully so. If we're going to be technical, that would be Dick Warlock, who is shorter than Nick Castle. And the mask sculpt, surprisingly, not hugely different from that original 2014 from Funko and Super 7 all the way to the Fright Rags version that we have now. It is different. I mean, it's noticeably different, but not as different as, again, that H2, which, again, that's accurate as well, because the Dick Warlock, of course, he doesn't have the Nick Castle stretch. It's Dick Warlock. The shape of his head is different when he wore that mask. But as far as the color of the jumpsuit, you can see noticeable differences there. The new one is the brightest, the bluest of the three. Again, you'll see there, the new one does hold the knife a little bit looser in each of his hands than the other figures. But again, sometimes with some of these figures, it's the opposite problem as well, where it's kind of difficult to fit the props in. With this one, I didn't really find that problem. But again, with the Lori as well, it was kind of weird figuring out how to pose her with the coat hanger. I mean, I love the coat hanger idea. It's an iconic prop to include her with, but it does make probably a little more sense if the hand could grip it just a tiny bit, just for display purposes, because I like stuff like that. But there you go. That is the 3 officially licensed 3 3/4 inch Michael Myers figures that have been released so far from Super 7, then again from Super 7, and then now from Fright Rags. And a lot of people commented on that unboxing video that we put on the channel a few days ago that they are hoping for more figures, or that they wish there were more figures. I too am hoping that Fright Rags will release a second wave, second, third, fourth wave. But yeah, I mean, I could totally see another wave of 3 figures that you could easily include Dr. Loomis, Annie, maybe Chief Brackett. A couple people suggested a Tommy and Lindsay 2-pack, which I think is a great idea. And maybe a special edition that young Michael Myers could even be worked into that somehow. But we'll have to wait and see. So far, nothing's been announced. And again, these pre-orders went up a long time ago, over a year ago, from tonight, I believe. And but like with a lot of things, there were a lot of delays. But so we'll see. We'll see if Fright Rags dives into this line again for more retro style figures. But for this first wave, I love them. I love the profiles of them. I love the details of them, and I love the colors of them. They they look great. And that Judith Myers tombstone, the opening credits jack-o'-lantern, especially, those are the props that I think are the best among the props. And just everything about the PJ Souls Linda figure is amazing, because again, we've never had that. We've never had an officially licensed Linda figure until now. So it's historic and it's awesome. And the fact that we know and love PJ makes it even more special. All right, I see my buddy Chad Francis has checked in and dropped a $5 super chat our way. Let's pause for a second. Toast Chad Francis. Thank you so much, sir. Let's see, you guys are talking about the other characters we should have. Yes, like Marion Chambers. I see you guys talking about Lester the dog. Ben Tramer. That's awesome. Aha, and JL Dunn has dropped a $2 super chat as well. One of our loyal channel members, one of our Halloween Daily Club members. Thank you for being here, man. Everybody, let's raise a toast for JL as well. Happy Michael Myers Monday. You guys treating us right tonight. I love it. Yeah, Loomis, Annie, and Brackett. That could be wave two. Brett says. Um, I think that would be a great wave two, and Bob as well. Yes. I kind of feel like we might get Bob before Brackett. You know, a wave two. I think the obvious wave two would probably be Loomis, Annie, and Bob, and then a third wave you could do Brackett, Tommy, and Lindsay. Maybe a special edition Young Michael along the way, or like you guys said, maybe do Tommy and Lindsay as a two pack. That would be amazing. If you're listening, Fright Rags, just throwing ideas out there. You know, it's already like just take my money when it comes to these things. I am so glad that I pre-ordered them because I would be seeing all these pictures online right now and really kicking myself that I didn't. Um, and you never know how finances are going to be a year from now. As it turns out, you know, I mean, I've been able to afford to do it this week if they were taking the pre-orders. So I'm glad I did it when I did. And yeah, better late than never, man. It was definitely worth the wait. They look awesome, and I'm glad I got two. I don't always do that. You guys know. I mean, normally I'll get one and take it out the package and whatever. But this time I knew I was going to want to have preserve that awesome retro packaging on each of them, but also have the ones that I could take out and photograph and mess with and everything. So who knows? Maybe we'll do some stop motion action figure movies now that we got so many of the characters that we could really bring into it. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what else is going on over here in the live chat real quick before we jump into the news. You guys want a Lester figure? Yeah, we need a Lester. That could be another special edition Michael, a special edition Michael with Lester. You know, that's almost like a Comic-Con variant exclusive or something that I could see them doing. Sammy Presley says, don't forget Judith Myers and the parents. Judith Myers would be a great one. Our friend Sandy Johnson. That would really make sense. That would be a good one. Patrick says need the station wagon and the Phelps pickup truck. Yeah. Now we're talking accessories. There we go. Hey, it is a great time to be a fan of this franchise. So it could definitely happen. And these things just, I talk about this before when I talk about these collectibles, but these things weren't around before. You know, there were always the independent artists and the customized figures that you could order and you could find at conventions and stuff. There's always been that stuff, of course. But as far as just mass uh, distribution, being able to find these things, like I said, at stores like Target out there, it's crazy, but it's awesome. And the fact that they have done such a great job with so many of these horror icons, so many that we love. It's great, but not many of the Myers in the 3 3/4. Like I said, kind of a big deal, I guess. You know, for that scale. It is for me anyway. Like I said, because that scale especially hits home with from when I was a kid specifically, and going to Toys R Us, buying the Star Wars figures to go home and play with and act out scenes from the movies and stuff, or scenes from my own Star Wars movies in my head, basically. Uh, Chad says Sandy is so sweet. Oh yeah, she's awesome. You guys should check out my interview with Sandy Johnson if you haven't already. When we're done here, it's elsewhere on this channel. We did that interview about a year ago. We'll have to get her back on here sometime, maybe. Maybe have her come on during a live stream at some point. All right, we're gonna get into some news right now. Larry Moore has checked in. Rob says, I do miss Toys R Us. Oh, yeah, you and me too, man. Absolutely. Sammy says, he used to have the Halloween 281 novelization. Yeah, those novelizations are awesome collector's items right now as well. I don't have any of the old original novelizations of the first 4 films, but I wish I did. Patrick agrees. It's great that there are so many collectibles. 30 to 40 years ago, all I had was the VHS soundtrack records and posters. Now it's like Christmas every day. It really is. I mean, it's amazing. Um, and yeah, I mean, I know younger people might not be able to understand that, but that's what I'm saying. What Patrick's saying is that yeah, 34 years ago, it just you didn't have this stuff, and you know when I was a kid, I mean, you didn't have we had what we had, which was awesome and mind blowing and up for the time, but yeah, the stuff that's available now and for this franchise, especially now, I mean, there's never been more stuff out there. And that's just the officially licensed stuff. Like I said, I mean, you could go much deeper and you know spend a life savings easily on some of the amazing custom original art out there that indie art. I mean, unlicensed, but yeah, it's never been like this before at any other point in history as far as horror collectible content out there and Myers specific Halloween franchise specific collectible content out there. There's just never been more. And I'm excited for what's to come this year because I think we're probably going to get some more cool announcements coming very soon. I mean, I think we can. It's pretty safe bet NECA's going to do HN's figure, maybe figures. I'm hoping. You know, obviously we're going to get the mask from Trick or Treat Studios and stuff like that. But I'm excited to see what else they might have in store. Maybe some surprises this year, and moving forward as well, because next year will be the 45th anniversary of the original film. So we'll be getting a lot of tie-ins with that too, I imagine. So I don't think the merch side of it is going to slow down at all anytime soon. All right, we are going to move over to some news right now. All right. All right. So we've got just a quick, brief, got a brief, very brief, uh, small, quick little Halloween ends update for you tonight. Is the man, the myth, the legend, John Carpenter himself offered just a very small, very John Carpenter esque update on the film in a recent interview that was published in the last week. Um, it's a fun interview. It's with another directing genre legend, Charles Band. It is for his brand new podcast called Charles Band's Full Moon Freak Show, and of course, his very first guest on episode 1 is the man himself, John Carpenter. And here you can see. Here, let me pull the quotes over here, and then you can check out these guys. So it's a fun interview. It's really candid. They talk about their lifelong friendship, really. And Carpenter, right in the beginning, uh, credits Charles Band with giving him his first ever job in the movie business, editing one of Band's films. And so it doesn't take too long before Halloween Ends is mentioned, and it's just mentioned quickly and briefly as they are talking about the Halloween franchise at large. And John Carpenter mentions that they had just started working on the soundtrack. He and his bandmates, his son Cody Carpenter, his godson Daniel Davies. Um, he states in the interview that they have just started working on the soundtrack for Halloween Ends. Now, the interview was recorded. Uh, well, I don't know exactly what day the interview was recorded, but we know it was fairly recent because it was after Friday the 13th of May, because Carpenter does mention at a certain point that Firestarter has just come out in the interview. So it was recorded sometime after May 13th, and it was published on May 24th. So, sometime within that 10 or 11 day period, the interview was recorded. So, roughly a few weeks ago, um, Carpenter and bandmates just started working on the Halloween Ends soundtrack at that time. That certainly makes sense because we talked last week about the fact that there was an internal screening where various studio executives watched the first cut of the film for the first time. Jason Blum publicly tweeted last week that he has now seen a first cut of the film. And so it makes sense that now, with that first cut edited, Carpenter can now Carpenter and his bandmates can now dive into composing this soundtrack, which is going to be absolutely, I think, one of the highlights of Halloween Ends. Now, in this same interview, a minute later, Carpenter, in totally 100% John Carpenter style, confirms we all are what we all already knew when he says, quote, "Do not believe for a minute it's going to end because the money. It's all about that money coming in. It's all about that money coming in," end quote. And again, this is John Carpenter being honest and forthright in his most Carpenterish way. But again, it confirms what we've already known, that yeah, this franchise is not going anywhere as long as it's making money. They're going to keep making these films. So anybody that was scared that it might be ending, but just because it's called Halloween Ends, yeah, as we've said plenty of times here, yeah, it'll take a break. It might lie dormant for a few years. Michael might have to go back in hibernation for a short period, but he'll be back, and the franchise will most certainly be back. And hey, the more money that Halloween Ends makes, honestly, is going to dictate in large part how soon a new incarnation of the franchise is back. And one other quote that John Carpenter says in this pertaining to the franchise, talking about the fact that this will be the 13th film in this Halloween movie franchise. Carpenter acknowledges that some of the other sequels within the franchise, in his words, were, quote, really pieces of shit, end quote. And again, don't get mad at John Carpenter for being honest and being truthful. That's kind of what he does. And it is, that is John Carpenter. That is totally what John Carpenter is going to say. And he's going to be brutally honest. So we've got that. We know that the soundtrack is being worked on. Is being worked on. And then just earlier this morning, Jamie Lee Curtis, because yesterday on Sunday, her daughter was married, and Jamie Lee Curtis was there. It was actually a cosplay themed wedding, and you can see all kinds of photos of that on Jamie Lee Curtis's Instagram feed. But late Sunday evening, early Monday morning, she posted photos from the cleanup of the wedding, including this one where she says the only thing left over at the end of this entire beautiful wedding after everything was taken away was this effing butcher knife they cut the tiramisu wedding cake with. And then she says wife is sweet, because that was the theme of the wedding, and tags Halloween movie and reminds us all that it is coming on 10/14/2022. So again, Halloween Ends, even on her daughter's big day, Halloween Ends is definitely on JLC's mind, and rightfully so. And one other thing, you just quickly of interest, when Jason Blum earlier today tweeted out a happy holiday to everyone and mentioned Top Gun. You can see here AEW Insider One on Twitter responded that they'd seen Top Gun and also mentioned that we're all waiting for the black phone in that Halloween Ends trailer though, and I only mention this because you can see that Jason Blum actually did take a second to like that tweet. Not that it means anything other than that he is definitely acknowledging that the fans, he hears us, that we are out here, and with June about to dawn on us, I do expect that marketing to be picking up pretty imminently. All right, what do you guys make of Carpenter's comments? And how excited are you guys for the HN's soundtrack? I've said before, I'm so happy that John won these recent awards for the soundtrack from HK. Soundtrack for HK, I think it's absolutely one of the highlights of that film and of this whole trilogy that we're in the midst of right now. But you guys, let me know what you think. Chad's mentioning a doc on Carpenter done by a famous German actress. It's a great one. If you've got a name of it, drop it in there or a link. Johnny Trouble has checked in. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Only the box office can kill Michael. That and fans. Yes, Chad. Yeah. Only the box office. Yeah. I mean, it is in the fans' hands in so many ways. Absolutely. Rob says that's why we love John. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, he is a man of few but pointed words, and that very much goes for his films and his characters as well. I've always, I've studied Carpenter's filmmaking style. I mean, he does not waste a shot. He doesn't waste dialogue. He doesn't waste seconds in the runtime. Everything is very there, and the same is through with his responses. And he is having fun in this interview as well. They're joking around, they're having fun. But that's not to say that he's not being honest with his feelings as well. But I think the even more honest thing would be that I don't think John's seen half the films in this franchise. To be honest, I don't know that he has ever uh, watched some of the films in this franchise. Patrick says, looking forward to an eventual 3-pack of the trilogy soundtracks. That will be coming up one day. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it will. And it'll be expanded editions and have extra, little cues and stuff in there. Absolutely. A Waxwork Records exclusive, probably. All right, we do have a little bit of other news to jump into tonight. Byron thinks Halloween Ends trailer will come out in the middle of June or early July. Definitely sounds reasonable. I would not be surprised with that. All right, where were we? Oh yeah. we did get a little bit of Halloween franchise merch news in the past week since the Funko Blacklight announcement a few weeks ago, and then of course the Fright Rags retro figures shipping in recent weeks. Our friends at Trick or Treat Studios also announced a brand new product. This is the officially licensed Halloween 78 Judith Myers Tombstone bag. And that's pretty cool. It is a backpack, as you can see, shaped as if it is the Judith Myers tombstone with the words "Our beloved daughter" and the birth and death dates. And they just started taking pre-orders of those bags just the other day. They are shipping in late September, so you'll have it in time for October, for most of October. That's a funny shot with Michael wearing the bag with the knife poking out. So let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. We do carry a number of Trick or Treat Studios products. So again, if that's something that you guys might be interested in, we might be stocking that in our store. So let us know if we should be stocking that bag. All right, what I want to talk about now is some animatronic news. You guys remember last year I got the Michael Myers animatronic from Party City. Looks like we're getting another one. Yes, it looks like we are getting another new life-size, well, kind of new life-size Michael Myers animatronic to be released in stores this year, 2022. This follows the life-size Halloween 2 Michael Myers animatronic that was a Party City exclusive made by Techie, and it was released last year in 2021. You'll remember I purchased that one, and my ordeal with Party City. We did a whole unboxing and epic unboxing video and showcase video. I did link that in the description of this video, so you can check it out if you haven't already. It looks like we're getting another animatronic. This time, though, it is coming to us from Jimmy Industries, not Techie. And let's back up for just a second and talk about how this information has come, because this hasn't exactly been officially announced. It's not really up for pre-order anywhere quite yet. But on a number of forums, social media groups, etc., and among them the HalloweenForum.com website, some internal listings from Lowe's for their Halloween products that they're going to be carrying in 2022 have leaked out and are public. Now, I've not independently verified the legitimacy of these listings, but they're out there, and I'll tell you what I have found since seeing these listings. But let's go over here now. This comes from HalloweenForum.com, and you'll see that this is a basically a shot of a computer screen listing various Halloween decor that is going to be coming to Lowe's stores this year. And if you go down there near the bottom, there's two life-size names there. And the first one is life-size Halloween 2 Mike Myers. I hate it when they say Mike Myers, but So I saw this, and of course, it got my attention, and it kind of led me down a bit of a rabbit hole trying to figure out what's going on with this. Because, well, for one, the animatronic that we purchased from Party City in 2021, produced by Techie, was also an officially licensed Halloween 2 Michael Myers. Didn't have the blood tears or anything, um, bullet holes in the jumpsuit or anything like that to make it Halloween 2 specific, but it is from that license. Um, so that's curious that we're already getting another Halloween 2, um, apparently at Lowe's. So I was like, is this the same one that's going to be going in there? But from what I'm uncovering here and what it seems, that no, this is actually a different Michael Myers animatronic, also a quote unquote life size. They are calling life size 6 feet, this one, and it is an animated Halloween 2 Mike Myers, why they call it that. This listing is on seasonsinflatables.com, and I mention this because it is listed as coming soon. And before I talk about how this animatronic actually looks and what it does, um, again, just trying to isolate, is this the actual animatronic that's going to be released in 2022? And I believe it is, but rather it's going to be kind of re-released, it appears, because if we go back not long ago, in fact, back to 2020, Jimmy announced a 2020 Michael Myers animatronic. So this guy was released then, and my immediate reaction was it's the same animatronic from 2 years ago, and I do believe it is. And Patrick's a big collector in the live chat. He can might be able to weigh in on this and confirm, but here's the stock shot of the new one as it's listed on seasonsinflatables.com, where they do, yes, sell other Jimmy products like animatronics. Um, and here's the stock image we got from 2 years ago. Now, from this angle, the body looks a little bit better. He looks a little too bulky here, I think, around the waist, but and it's kind of hard to see the difference in the mask. I mean, it might be a little bit different, but I kind of think this is uh, the same Myers that they're releasing again, and this time is going to be at Lowe's, maybe at other stores, but apparently at Lowe's, according to these internal listings that are circulating. Now it is interesting that this guy again was apparently released initially in 2020. He's being re-released this year in 2022, and in the meantime, in 2021, that Techie Myers animatronic, which I own, has an almost identical motion, which is a slow stabbing motion of the right hand. And you can see the stabbing motion here in this video, very similar to the one that you can see in our unboxing video from last year. But of course, the one we've got has a much different head. And if you remember the 2021 Techie, had a very pretty much the exact same up and down slow slashing motion. The sound that the Party City one has is not the Halloween music. It is Michael's breathing, uh, with kind of some alternate music in the background, which I really like actually. Um, this version has what they think is the something close to the Halloween theme, but it's not really. It's very. I mean, obviously they're used as a copyright free, royalty free alternative, but it is not very close to what they're going for. And it probably would have been better if they had gone with something else for the sound, in my opinion. But um, so that brings us to this year where this one is apparently being re-released. Now, if you're confused about how the licensing for all this has worked out, then join the club. I am too. Maybe somebody watching that knows more about this can explain a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit confused too because 2 years ago we had life-size Michael Myers officially licensed from Halloween 2 released from Jimmy. Last year, life-size Michael Myers officially licensed from Halloween 2 by Techie, released exclusively through Party City. And now this year, again, officially licensed from Halloween 2, Life Size Michael Myers, again from Jimmy, appears to be the same animatronic from 2 years ago getting a re release. And this time it's going to be at Lowe's, maybe at other stores, we don't know. And while we're on the subject, I mean, you might have seen in that listing that, yeah, there's a Jason Voorhees listed there, and that is that Jimmy Jason Voorhees that I reported on Friday the 13th of May, that we are hopefully scheduled to be getting a new, scheduled anyway, to be getting a new Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th life-size animatronic as well from Jimmy. And and we've seen Freddy listed on there as well. So Lowe's might actually have the big dogs of slasher cinema in their stores this year if they can actually, if all of these animatronics can actually see the light of day this year. Now, there is something else that was among these Lowe's leaks. And I don't usually deal in leaks, certainly as it comes to spoilery stuff with film news and stuff like that. Um, and so I don't know 100% how legit this is, but a lot of these items have been found on other sites like Seasons Inflatables, so I have been able to confirm a little bit. But as you can see right here, listed underneath Mandalorian with banner, a 3.5-foot Michael Myers with pumpkin inflatable. And this comes again after two new inflatables, again by Jimmy, were released last year. And we purchased both of those as well. There was the 5-foot Michael Myers with knife and jack-o'-lantern, and then there was a 3.5-foot Michael Myers with the Statty Halloween banner. And I did put links to both of those unboxings and showcase videos in the link in the description of this video as well. You can find them down there. But it looks like we might be getting yet another inflatable this time with a pumpkin, um, which will be 3.5 feet tall. And I expect that that will be in Jimmy's, what I kind of call their Charlie Brown, Michael Myers design. It was kind of this Jimmy's, um, this kind of almost cartoony Michael Myers, which I thought was cool. You know, is a different look, but it works for like the inflatables, the yard inflatables. It's not like a pop Funko look. It's kind of different, but it is very much sort of what I call a Charlie Brown Peanuts look. And and that was kind of what I considered last year to be Jimmy's kind of family friendly version of Michael Myers that they're gonna put out there in their license of these products. It looks like we're getting another inflatable like that. Now this one says Michael Myers with pumpkin. It also could be one of those car buddies. You might have seen those at Walmart last year. Pennywise and Chucky. They're like 3 foot tall inflatables, and again, this says 3.5 foot, so um, it's hard to tell. We did get that 3.5 foot Stabby Halloween last year, but he's not holding a pumpkin in that one. This one does say with pumpkin, so I would think it would say with banner, like how the Mandalorian says with banner. So, but we'll have to wait and see. But it does look like we're getting yet another animatronic and at least one other Myers inflatable to look out for in retail stores this year. And those other inflatables, they were really hard to find. I ended up ordering ours, and then a friend found the other one at a Walmart for us, and that's how we got our hands on them. So they were going super quick, and I expect them to again, and the other franchise inflatables as well. But you guys, let me know if you're going to be looking out for any of that stuff this year. Patrick says pre-order, take my money as usual. Yeah, I hear you, man. Rob says the trailer release will be like Christmas Eve in June or July. Yeah, pretty much. Melvin would love to see John make a Halloween movie with David Gordon Green after Halloween ends. I'd be on board with that. I mean, anything, yeah, anything Carpenter feels like doing at this stage. I mean, I think he's just really enjoying his music and kind of being a rock star at this stage in his career. And I mean, God bless him. I think I would be too if I was him, probably. Up, Chad is signing out. Got to get some sleep. All right, happy Michael Myers Monday, man. Thanks for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. Rob says hopefully Spirit makes an animatronic this year as well. You mean a Myers animatronic? I mean, I would love to. I would love to see a take on our current James Jude Courtney version of Myers. Like maybe licensed, if not from Ins, maybe from Kills or even from 2018, um, possibly in a Spirit Halloween. That that again would have to go through Universal, I imagine, which is who is licensing the Halloween 2 license to Jimmy and apparently to Techie last year. So it's all very um, it's confusing to me how one can get a license and so close on top of the other, but that's definitely possible. JL's asking if I collect movies like DVDs. Yes, I do. Yeah, I got a massive DVD collection, and I am a sucker for physical media. Go figure. But yeah, I mean, I love physical media, and I don't get as much now as I should, but I still like I love diving through the $5 bin when I have time, and I loved that glorious time of right when everything was getting re-released on Blu-ray, and so simultaneously all the previous releases from like 2, 3, 4, 5 years prior to that on DVD were all going from $20 down to like $5 or less, everywhere you went for a few years there, and it was pretty great. I stocked up on a ton of DVDs over the years there, and got like all the classic films. And yes, if I see an alternate version of a Halloween franchise film, an alternate cover, packaging, or something, especially if it's $5 or less, yeah, I'm absolutely going to scoop that up and add it to the collection. And I'm just such a, everything's Halloween, even outside the franchise. Even if I see stuff at like Dollar Tree, they've got DVDs and Blu-rays now. If I'll find some of these just weird indie Halloween films that just because it's based on the holiday itself, I'll usually pick them up sometimes now too, because I'm, again, just a sucker for that shit anyway. Patrick, that is a very good point. Majority of Halloween items in Spirit are licensed from Curse or H2O. That is very true. And yes, almost everything that Spirit carries regarding Michael is typically, even though it doesn't always appear that way, yeah, and when you look at it, it is usually like the mug. Well, I don't think this one is. This one's an H2, but yes, almost everything is Resurrection or H2O. That's Spirit. Sammy's asking, how about H1 and H2 original movies written by Nick the Shape Castle? I mean, if he's got ideas of where to take it, I mean, I loved Nick's work co-writing Escape from New York with John. I love Nick as a director. I think, yeah, I mean, maybe he's got a really interesting take on it. I don't know if he does, but Roman is checked in. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Awesome. All right, we are going to do some shout outs. Oh, JL says, what's my opinion of the Thorn trilogy? Well, I mean, like I always say, I love all the films. I love the franchise. Even the films that might not be like my favorites within the franchise, I still like, you know, I like my least favorite stuff in this franchise more than I like my most favorite stuff in most other franchises. You know what I mean? Um, so I love the Thorn trilogy. I think it's a blast. I think it's a weird, much like Halloween 3. It's just a weird kind of just let's see how far we can go. I mean, Halloween 4's got a lot of really great atmosphere, a lot of really cool stuff. The Jamie Lloyd stuff, you know, yeah. Did H6 jump the shark? I mean, yeah, they kind of did. But I've interviewed Daniel Farrens, the writer, and we've talked a lot about in that interview about what might have been and could have been and should have been, and what some of his intentions in the original script were, and why some of that um, didn't translate, and it was always going to be out there and weird. But I mean, part of his thinking was let's push it and really go for it, and at the same time tie it all together, which was kind of where he was going with all of it at the same time. Um, yeah, I mean, at a point like that in a part six, you're going to take some leaps. I mean, Jason eventually does become zombie Jason. Freddy does get funnier with each film to the point where he is almost like a cartoon character eventually in some of those later sequels. So we do, a lot of that happens. But I mean, the Thorn trilogy, and I think it's very Halloween franchise to go ancient like that. That to me is like Cochran going ancient. That is like Loomis talking about Samhain in H2, the original H2. All that goes ancient the same way that going back to the runes, um, and the thorn rune. I like that idea that if you're going to try to explain something like Michael Myers, it's not nearly enough to say he's just a psychopathic killer. it should go a little more ancient than that. If you're going to get really at the heart of it, and still really stick with the Halloween as a holiday kind of theme of it all. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a certain flavor of this franchise that sometimes tastes great, and sometimes I'm totally in the mood for. You know what I mean? And that's the great thing about the franchise. This is the only one where it's like choose your own adventure, however you want to go this week or this month or this year. You know, this October, I think I'm gonna watch these films on Halloween week and follow the Thorn storyline, or maybe this time I'm gonna do this ones. I love it. I love that we had those options. So yeah, I like the Thorn trilogy. Um, I like the out there of it because you got to lean into it. If you're not going to lean into it, then it's just going to be kind of pussyfooting around anyway. So I appreciate that they lean into it. JL says it's a great trilogy, except don't like the Man in Black, but would love to see them try and make more of the Thorn trilogy once is done. Yeah, I mean, I always say with this franchise, anything is possible. Never say never. Oh, Jamie says Jamie Lloyd character should have been a killer in H6 and up. There was some missed opportunities there with that. Um, and again, I didn't put this link down there because I didn't know what we'd be talking about tonight. But if you are really interested in H6 specifically and the Thorn trilogy, and I urge you check out my interview from a few years ago with Daniel Farrens. It's at HalloweenDailyNews.com. You can just search his name. He talks about how he really wanted Jamie Lloyd. I mean, she was always going to die in that film, but the way he envisioned her death, it was going to be a very heroic standoff with Michael, to where she is sacrificing herself and going down fighting. And whether it's the theatrical cut or the producer's cut, in both cases, the Jamie Lloyd character, her death is not worthy of that character. I think we can all agree. I mean, the theatrical cut is gory. I mean, it's gore worthy. It's gorthy. It's gorthy, but but I mean, yeah, I think the way Daniel originally envisioned it, her going down fighting um, against Michael would have been a better way for her to go out if she was definitely going to go out. Which it sounds like that was always going to happen in one way or another. But the way he was going to do it, it would have played out a little bit differently, and I think more honored that the legacy of that character a little bit more. Patrick says, wish they would take the Night Dance comic series and bring that to life in animated form. Yeah, you guys let me know who all of you have read all the comic books or know about the comic books and stuff. Um, I don't own them all. I own a few, a, very few. I don't own many of them, but I own a few of them. I know the general story of most of them. I've not read them all cover to cover. But yes, Night Dance is one that I too would love to see them try to adapt. And I remember when way back when 2018 was just getting started, and they hadn't even really started shooting yet. And the earliest working title that we uncovered back then was Nightblade. And if you look at the very end of the credits, it's still like Nightblade LLC. It was registered as that at one time, and that's where that came from. And nobody else really picked up on that. We did at HCN. We reported on it way back then. You can find that. But when I heard that Nightblade, I mean, I figured that probably wouldn't be the final title, but it did make me think of Night Dance. Um, it just did when I heard that title. So there's that, whatever that's for. Let's see. Oh yeah, before we do shout outs, did you guys have you guys watched Stranger Things, the new season? Uh, any Stranger Things fans in here? I know some of you guys are, like I am myself. I love the show. I was tweeting a little bit about it last week. I did watch the most recent 7 episodes over the weekend. I finished it over the weekend, I should say. Watched it throughout the week, and no spoilers here or anything. But chime in if you're a fan of the show and liked it. Again, no spoilers, but I will say, and that as I tweeted, that I'm happy to report that on just 2 episodes in on the new season, and there is absolutely yet another Michael Myers reference in Stranger Things. And not surprising, this kind of continues a tradition that the show has had since the first season when they reference Michael Myers. And again, the show has referenced the franchise in many different ways, um, often stylistically, um, sometimes thematically, visually, and in season 2 when we first meet the character of Max, and of course she's very famously wearing a Michael Myers costume and scares the shit out of the main character kids. Um, and and then there's been numerous dialogue references to this franchise and this Myers character specifically in the show as well, in addition to tons of other slashers. I mean, this season is obviously very Freddy Krueger heavy, thematically, and having Robert Englund in the cast this season just amps that up even more. But I loved that when the two of the characters, again, no spoilers, but two of the characters are talking about an escaped uh, mental patient, somebody escaping. Um, who do they reference? You know, the guy with the white mask. They say, "You mean Michael Myers?" Yeah, Michael Myers. And so again, I mean, the show just wearing its love for the genre on its sleeve, like it does so often, and that's one of the reasons I love the show. And I think you guys, the you guys that love the vintage collectibles that I love, you probably love the show like I do. Me being a parent, you know, I watch it for I get a lot of enjoyment on multiple levels because it does take me back to being a kid in a sense, a kid in the 80s. I was similar age to these kids in 86. Um, so there's that. I there's the vintage aspect of it, and then there's also the now being an adult and being a parent and looking at it as from different through adult eyes. You know, I can also enjoy it and appreciate it on a different level then. Um, as far as looking back. So, but you guys let me know what you think. JL says, OMG, at the end of Stranger Things episode 7, did not expect that. It was intense and very weird ending. Well, again, without spoiling anything, I did kind of expect that. Not right away, but a few episodes before that, I was thinking that maybe like 1 or 2 episodes before that, I was kind of thinking that there might something like that might happen. Rob says he likes it. Work a lot, so get it when possible. This season, first 2 episodes were kind of slow. Can't wait to see the rest. Nice. Patrick watches with his daughter. Loves it. Yep. That's like me and my son. Yeah, he loves it. I think it's his favorite show right now, and yeah, it's just kind of one of them fun things we can all, the whole family enjoys. All right, let's do some shout outs real quick, shall we? And you guys know what's up by now. Every week we like to do this. We started this hashtag Michael Myers Monday back in 2013, and it's just grown and got a mind of its own now all over social media. Everybody uses it for different purposes, and it's awesome. And so every week we share a couple here on Michael Myers Monday Live. So we're going to jump over to Twitter right now. And this is from Brutus03277, also known as Tom, on Twitter. And he says, "Love my new ink." And I love sharing Michael Myers Monday ink. This is one thing that fans love to share on Michael Myers Monday their Myers ink. And it is so impressive. I mean, that is a massive tattoo. Looks really good. Next, staying here on Twitter, this is from Pebbles and Jar. Some custom art here that just really it really jumped out at me. These colors. You see Laurie's dead friends with their X'd out eyes behind them. Even Linda's even got the phone wrapped around her neck. It's pretty great. One more from Twitter today. This one comes to us from Godlike Virus on Twitter. They say, my contribution to Michael Myers Monday last February at Days of the Dead in Atlanta, towards the end of Scout Taylor Compton, Danielle Harris, and Tyler Maine's Halloween panel, I took the opportunity to reenact the young Michael and Boo photo scene, much to Scout's delight. And you guys will remember the scene, I'm sure, from Rob Zombie's Halloween 07. And you can hear Scout's reaction right here. Oh, let me turn the volume on.
What's happening?
Here.
What's happening? Oh my god!
Oh, I gotta film this?
Oh my god,
I did.
Dad, you had one job. You had one job. You had one job.
I got it.
You had one. What's happening? Oh my god!
Oh, I gotta film this?
Oh my god!
That's Scout and Tyler and the talking. It's pretty funny. All right, moving over to Instagram now. This one's from Daniel05 Art. This is his Myers 78, and I just love this artwork right here. Really good job. Another one here on Instagram. Some more badass art. This one inspired obviously from Halloween Kills. Posted by Night Slayer 50. He says even hell is scared of him. And one more for this week from Instagram. This is from Johnny Ghoul Bloody. Celebrating the beach weather this Memorial Day, Michael Myers Monday, Memorial Day. All right. So there we go, guys. Let's see what's happening in the live chat real quick. Yeah, it's a family affair. Yeah, it's a great show. I love it too. Rob Windsor says, I think we need a different perspective on a Halloween movie with a director that's going to make it new, a new version, not repeat. Yeah, I think it'll probably most likely be an all-new creative team. doing something new after this, I would hope, I would think. Sammy Presley says, my first horror movie when I was under 10 was Jaws. Yeah, that was definitely one of my earliest. I know that. Million Ideas has checked in. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Mhm. Yeah, that's some awesome looking ink. Phil says, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" Yes. All right, guys. Here we go. It is midnight officially. Um, and that's right on time because I'm at a show tonight. Not a whole lot of news this week, as you can see, because it was a holiday weekend and kind of the unofficial end of spring, kickoff of summer now. And yeah, in just a few days, it's going to be June when we gather in 1 week for the next Michael Myers Monday Live. It'll be our first one of June 2022. Very likely the month when we might get that trailer that we're all looking forward to. I definitely think we're going to start seeing some marketing picking up the month of June, including first look images, posters, stuff like that. And yeah, I think we're going to be getting that trailer very soon. So we're going to be here looking for that as always. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications if you haven't already so you don't miss any of that. As I've said, the plan will be whenever that trailer drops for Halloween Ends. Of course, we'll have it up on the website immediately. We'll have it up on our socials. And then that evening, we will plan to gather here and do a live breakdown and discussion, much like we did last year when the HK trailers premiered. Um, Barring any unforeseen difficulties with that plan, of course. But that's the general plan. That whether it happens tomorrow or whenever, whatever day of the week, it'd be nice if they dropped it on Monday. That'd be awfully convenient for us, wouldn't it? But but no, they whenever it happens, we'll go live that night, and it might be a little bit earlier than a 10:31 slot on that night. So you're going to want to pay attention to that. And that's not the only live trailer breakdown and discussion we're going to be doing outside of the franchise. Lots of other cool Halloween movies we're covering and excited to see and expecting trailer reveals imminently. Um, Little titles like Terrifier 2, Hocus Pocus 2, um, Dark Harvest, some of these titles that we've been covering here, the Spirit Halloween movie, all of those, when we get trailers, I plan to do full breakdowns and discussion, and I look forward to doing it with you guys right here live when we do it. So, again, turn on the notifications after you've subscribed so that you will not miss any live streams because there might not be a whole lot of notice before for those. And hit us up on all the socials. You can always do that. You can turn on the notifications on there as well. That way you don't miss everything there because we'll share the information there as well. And you can look for lots more exclusive content like interviews and obviously news reports on everything else we're covering. Not just Halloween Ends, but tons more product reveals, tons more animatronic reveals coming. So much to look forward to in the next few months. And yeah, it is really getting on top of us now because June, yeah, we're just a few months away from fall now. So I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a comment down below, and I try to answer every single question we get and address comments, even if they're not a question. I try to get back with you and engage as much as possible there as well. If you missed the live chat, and to everybody that was here tonight hanging out with me in the live chat, Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It really means everything, more than you guys know, when you're here and you're hanging out and you're participating. Thanks again to my friends for the live chat, to our channel members. You guys rock. Think about joining, $5 a month, no pressure if you haven't. Um, and as always, you can find out more about everything that we talk about here on the HGN channel anytime at HalloweenDailyNews.com. That is our main website. You're gonna find things there on the site that you don't always get here on the channel. Just like there's some things here on the channel that you don't always get on the website as well. This Michael Myers Monday Live. This is kind of a channel exclusive that doesn't get published on the website. So something unique and fun here just for the YouTube crowd. But there's stuff like that as well that doesn't come over here to the channel. So check us out on our main channel. Like I said, we're all over the socials. We got all those links down in the descriptions, including merch links. If you want a Halloween Daily t-shirt, we got those now too from our spring store. You can find links to all that stuff in the description of this video. Hit the share button, hit the like button if you don't mind. Spread the word, tell your friends, use the hashtag Michael Myers Monday every week, and plan to join us as we sit here and geek out about Michael Myers and the Halloween movie franchise and go over the news. And there is going to be more news as the weeks progress. I can promise you that. It's going to start getting real exciting here. We're going to have a lot to talk about very soon. And I look forward to those conversations. All right, that is this week's show, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all the love, guys. Happy Michael Myers Monday.